Hey guys, so this is the video that I keep telling you I'm going to upload and I keep forgetting to. It's the things that I've learned during this pregnancy after a loss. And I'm probably only going to touch on like maybe 4 things. I'm super tired, so we'll see how far this can go. Alright, let's go ahead and just jump into it, because if not, I'll never stop rambling. One thing that happens after a loss when you become pregnant is, especially in the first trimester, you're terrified. Because you can't feel the baby moving. You don't know what's going on in there. Is the baby still growing? All of that. And you probably won't know until your first ultrasound. And if your doctor is anything like mine, normally there's only 2 ultrasounds. But since I had a complication, I had multiple ultrasounds. You'll have to excuse me, I'm easily winded recently. But so the first few weeks, because I found out super early that I was pregnant. It was like 5 weeks I found out I was pregnant. And so I had a good 4 weeks without seeing the baby, without knowing that, hey, that baby's still in there and that baby's growing. So yeah, that's actually super hard, not knowing. And then with the first trimester being the one where you're more likely going to lose the baby, if you're going to lose the baby, that I feel like that makes it so much harder. But then there's like when you have complications. That's probably number 2. Complications is so scary. I had that subchorionic hemorrhage, or SCH, and I sneezed. That's how it started. I sneezed, went to the bathroom, was about to get in the shower, and there was blood. And so I had a panic attack. I thought I was losing the baby. I just didn't know what to do. So I went into the hospital. They said that the baby was fine. That's when I got to see her for the first time. It was just before 9 weeks. Just like a week before my doctor's appointment. And they said that she was fine. She was still in there. She had a good heartbeat. So, I mean, thank God for that. But I mean, with my past, sorry, my dog was staring at me. With my past, I knew it could be something so much worse. And that's what's so scary, because the last pregnancy that I lost at 6 weeks and 5 days, and so I was maybe 2 weeks longer than that. I tried, after the first initial shock, I tried to calm down because there was no pain, which is great. But yeah, so that's number 2 when there's complications. Number 3. For me, number 3 has been just the fear of the doctor's appointments, honestly. I'm scared every time I have a doctor's appointment, which is probably why my blood pressure goes crazy when I'm at the doctor. But jeez, my face is red. I just got out of the shower, so my face is super red. But I get nervous every time I go to the doctor, and that's because it's in my head that I can go in there and they can tell me at any moment, your child's heart has stopped beating, your child has stopped growing, they're not alive anymore. And I actually had an ultrasound guy, the guy who told us the gender of the baby. He told me that since I was out of the 2nd trimester, I didn't need to worry. However, through past experiences, I know that you can lose a child throughout any time of the pregnancy. Or you can lose the baby actually even after pregnancy because of SIDS. So, I mean, so many things can happen to the point where your baby might not survive. And having lost a baby before, it's just the world's most terrifying feeling. You go in and you expect the worst but hope for the best, and I do that. I probably shouldn't. I do that, and then people are going to tell you, oh, just have faith, have faith. It's not that I don't have faith, it's that God's plan doesn't always match up with my plan. So his plan may involve me losing this baby, which is hard to, I may not ever understand. It's scary. It's just scary. And the fourth thing that has been hardest for me is having to deal with the fact that my other children aren't here. Because that's hard. That's hard for any mom. Any mom who's ever lost a child will know, if you're pregnant with another child after you've lost a child or anything like that, you're thinking, wow, this is such a blessing. I'm so blessed to have this life growing inside of me. But at the same time, you're thinking, what would it have been like if my other child was here? Especially when you lose them early, because then you're thinking, well, would it have been a boy? Would it have been a girl? Would we have had, what kind of party would they have been? What would their attitude be like? What would their personality be like? And it's just in a magical moment when you're feeling your new child moving around inside of you. It's hard to think that one of the only things you can think of is the child that you lost. And it's not that you're not grateful for your rainbow. It's, you just wish you could have both. And for me, earlier in the week, I actually came to the conclusion that if I had not lost my last child, I never would have gotten treated, which means I wouldn't have my daughter. Which, in a way, is so horribly sad, but in another way is so amazing, because I never would have, I wouldn't have my little girl if I hadn't have gone through that. But yeah, so those are the 4 things that I've been struggling with this pregnancy. If you are pregnant and you're struggling with anything like this, just know that you're not the only one. I hope that anyone who's struggling with this finds peace in their pregnancy, and that they get to enjoy it. They don't have complications. And oh, sorry, she's kicking like crazy. But I hope that you all have perfectly happy, healthy babies, and everything goes wonderful. Alright, well, I will talk to y'all later. God bless.